What is neoliberalism? And what even is a liberal, right? I think this is something that the Republicans did very successfully. It's separating themselves from the word liberal. Even though Ronald Reagan, which any die-hard Republican loves Ronald Reagan, man. Boy, they love Ronald Reagan. And I don't know why, because the guy just destroyed the country. I mean, every single horrible economic change that happened after FDR, or with FDR's reforms, you can just tie it right directly back to Ronald Reagan. And this is what a neoliberal is. A neoliberal is a trickster. It's a scammer. It's Gorbachev convincing Russia that they don't want workers' ownership over some of these large factories. They don't want free housing. What they actually want is a Pizza Hut and a McDonald's. Like, yeah, that's a really great neoliberal. Someone who can convince you of something that's obviously bullshit. Okay, and this is what we have with Donald Trump. Man, what a great neoliberal. Not necessarily that he's fooling a lot of people, but he's fooling enough of the right people. Now, there's plenty of MAGA Republicans who have not necessarily always been in love with him, but they're diehard Republicans. They're not going to vote for a Democrat, especially a black woman. So they voted for Trump. You know, they felt like this was their lesser of two evils option. And everybody who voted for Kamala, that was their lesser of two evils. I don't really care if Kamala says she wouldn't have supported this, because obviously that's what she's going to say right now. But what I do care about is my fellow Americans being lied to. So I'm here to tell you right now, Ronald Reagan was an excellent neoliberal, as well as Obama. Because Ronald Reagan convinced all the red varieties of us that he was a great guy when in fact he was not. And Barack Obama convinced all the blue varieties that he was a great president, and he was not. Okay? And these neoliberals are so good at this fucking bullshit identity politics game. They're so good at it because anytime a MAGA Republican who's still fooled by this, they're not talking about real things. They're not talking about grocery prices anymore. They're not talking about affordability to live. They're not talking about the housing crisis. They're talking about trans people and gay people. And they're talking about black people and immigrants committing crimes, which is exactly what the neoliberals want you to be talking about, instead of anything remotely resembling a class struggle. Same thing with Obama, same thing with Reagan. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Oh. Okay, Reagan. What can I do for you, sir? I don't know, maybe I can beg you to not drop the corporate tax rate from 71% to 20%. Yeah, because, thanks, Reagan. I'm pretty sure these companies are actually going to transfer that money that they're saving to us, the workers. It's coming sometime. I mean, this trickle, I guess it's a slow trickle, but it's coming, right, guys? It's been pretty dry. I haven't seen a trickle yet. And Obama. Symbol of peace. While he commits the most drone strikes in the history of United States history. Destroys Libya. I mean, how symbolic is that? First black president. Absolutely ends any hope of a united Africa. I know you're sitting there thinking, is this guy celebrating Gaddafi? It's such a conundrum that we have here, where people can clearly see that our whole government is not even a government, really. They do the absolute bare minimum for us and leave us to fend for ourselves. Absolute rugged individualism. And the entirety of our government is just one little Ponzi scheme, one little corporate business that is basically just Chevron and ExxonMobil. You know? You try to go change shit, you vote against them, and the politician disappears. And, you know, I'm not saying all politicians aren't trying, but I am saying that big oil and the companies that are truly what our government is for will fucking end you if you try to reform this shit. And so this is my point. It's my point with the dollar, with our money, our monetary system. The American dollar itself is a symbol of pedophilia. I mean, we have a fucking pedophile right on the $1 bill. So, what else could it be a symbol for? It's not backed on gold anymore. It's backed on oil. I mean, this currency lubricates the killing machine. It's exactly why we are now going to ramp up our expansionist and our violent imperialism. Cuba, Greenland, Mexico, they're going to try. I mean, this is going to be a chaotic turn of events. Neo-Liberalism is lenience for the corporate monopolies. It's lenience for the companies that earn the most money off of us. Okay? What companies are these? Oil, gas. Why do you think Ronald Reagan and Nixon and all of our presidents were so eager to get rid of passenger rails? No subsidies for passenger rails. But when it came to the car industry, GM and Ford, which Ford didn't even fucking need it, 81 billion bailout. So we can bail out the car industry, but not passenger rail. And we just think this is because why? What, the businesses provide wealth to the worker? No, they don't. The only times workers get any sort of benefits, an increase in living conditions and wage, is massive strikes with the UAW. So, what's going on? You Republicans claim to hate liberals. You liberals claim to hate Republicans. You don't care that they all vote the exact same and do the exact same shit. Just vote harder, huh? Just vote Gavin Newsom and everything will be okay. It's just baffling to me. At this point, people are really waking up. You know, they can see that it's really just a cabal of pedophiles running this shit. It's just the whole Epstein list up there. But as soon as you start talking about communism, you want to believe the whole Epstein list and what they think about communism. You want to say, oh no, these guys are all criminals, but the moment someone starts talking about communism, every source you're going to pull about the horrors of communism is directly from these fucking pedophiles' mouths. Interesting. Interesting. That's interesting. North Korea rounds up their own people and puts them in camps and work camps, and we have a homeless camp in Utah right now where we're rounding up homeless people. That's happening here in America. Find me a source for people going to jail for not keeping their fucking picture of Kim Jong-un clean enough. That's not directly paid by the millions and millions of our tax dollars going to some bullshit CIA program talking about North Korea. If you find me one fucking source where the defector didn't get paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to lie, who later on said, oh yeah, that was all bullshit, I got paid this much for it by this company. What do you know? Radio Free Asia. Oh, wait, why is it always Radio Free Asia? Oh, they must just be really good at, they must just be really good journalists. Surely has nothing to do with the fucking CIA paying them $3 million every year to keep going, to keep running. Oh, North Korea, they might come to our shores and kill us. Never have. However, in 2016, we sure did. We sent a SEAL team over there that killed 8 fishermen off the coast of North Korea. Innocent fishermen. Just like we were doing in Venezuela before we jumped into Caracas and took that fucking guy. It's so bad. These liberals are so bad. You can almost see a world in which Maduro is just fucking working with these guys, because that was just way too easy. You know, a real dictator would be putting his men in between him and the danger. He would be making himself safe and having a secure and, you know, a necessary amount of soldiers there to defend him. And obviously the numbers they're telling us is complete bullshit. You know, they said only 1 person died. It's just complete nonsense. There's just no fucking way people can believe this shit. But they will. And this is the danger of neoliberalism. You don't realize, you know, liberals will look at Fox News and they'll say, I'm speaking of just Democrats, not liberals in general, as being Republicans and Democrats. You know, the blue kind. They'll watch Fox News and they'll say this is all bullshit. And then the moment CNN comes on, whew, yippee, time to watch CNN, guys. And they don't even realize it's just blue Fox News. They'll watch that bullshit on Assad, and they when you point this out, that this is the most obvious fake, horrible acting, it's just as bad as the same white guy putting on a mask and claiming to be Antifa, claiming to be some thug, over and over for Fox News. They have some dumbass pretending to be some prisoner in Assad's mansion, and the CNN reporter comes running in. Oh, are you okay? And he is all getting up. The dude's just fat as shit. Like, he's been eating so good. It's just... And they fall for it. And I don't even think they're falling for it. They just don't care. And that's the reality. If you're still doing somewhat okay under capitalism, you're pretty close to petty bourgeois. You probably own some companies. You probably rely on labor at a pretty cheap price right now, right? And it's probably getting annoying that your laborers keep asking for a raise, but you can just keep saying no, and what are they going to do? There's plenty of labor. There's plenty of homeless people who need work. You don't care about that though, because you're doing just fine. And that's what neoliberalism is. It's an attempt to lull you over, lull you back to sleep, rock you back to sleep. No, shush, shush, shush. Daddy's got everything under control. We're in and out of Caracas. It's over. It's over. Not a war. It's over. Yeah, sure thing. Sure thing. And every stupid ass liberal, including Republicans, including Democrats, including all of them, if you think we can vote our way out of this, you are not going to believe me. You're going to say, oh, it's a good thing Maduro's gone. We're not going to war. I'm telling you we are. Without a doubt. It's going to be war in Venezuela. Cuba's going to get involved. Mexico's going to get involved. Russia is going to get involved. China is going to get involved. Just wait for China to make a move on Taiwan. You think Japan and the United States isn't going to jump in? And this is what liberalism is. It's a continuation of capitalism. It's a continuation of pedophilia, the cabal. Petty bourgeois business owners don't realize that the business they are in is one of pedophilia and exploitation, slavery. That's the name of the game here. It's not actually about profit. The profit is just the power. The profit is just the side effect of the class warfare. These people have so much, they will never even spend the money that they're still taking from us. The machine's just running on autopilot. And in my mind, we're never going to get rid of this until we completely reject this pedophilic dollar altogether. We just get rid of it. We no longer use our bank accounts. We no longer buy gas. We produce our own. Produce our own transportation. And it seems like it's really difficult. But if you really just go back to building communities, growing all your own food, working together, you have whole areas that come together, representatives from each area. You know, one leader of a county can spend all their time just making sure everybody has what they need. You know, oh, I've got, 10 chicken coops. I run a lot of chicken stuff. If you guys need chicken, I've got chicken to trade. But I don't really bake any bread. So part of my trade, I would like to have some bread, right? Because in the mornings I eat an egg sandwich. And if someone has a pig farm, some bacon would be nice too for my sandwich, right? And our soybean farmers traded soybeans for rice with China. So we've got lots of rice from them, and that's what they use to trade, right? Because they're soybean farmers. Maybe they'll sell some of the soybeans. Oh, I work at the car manufacturing plant. So I build cars for everybody. And it's right here in America. It's not outsourced where we ship this part here and then ship that part from here, and then we're only doing all of this bullshit because one guy makes a little bit extra money from it because he does that. Like, no. Instead, we just build everything here. We do everything for ourselves, and we maybe create our own currency if we feel we need, or we just but we have to reject their currency. We have to stop paying taxes. I mean, this is just the bare minimum, because this money, us buying things and money going into taxes and buying things from these corporate giants, we are lubricating the machine. We are continuing its operation. It sounds scary to even talk like this, to even like say like, it sounds like bullshit. It sounds like total LARP even, I would argue. You're just gonna stop putting gas in the car. I mean, we would have to find a way to supply ourselves with gas, or build trains, electric trains. But throughout all of this, you're going to be fighting a violent war. You know, the capitalists aren't just going to roll over. They've got lots of money. There's people who don't care. There's people who will take their money to live a better life within their system. All they have to do is go violently murder some striking workers or some people who are no longer spending money in building communities. They can go in and burn it all down for the check from the capitalist. And this is why the communists tell you, we will not surrender our guns. We will be armed. We will be doing checks. We will be doing purges of people who are working with capitalists, because this is what is necessary. We look all throughout history of people who have done the work. Frank Little, IWW man, who was murdered in Butte, Montana, where I'm from. We know what will happen. It is not us and our quest for power that produces the iron fist and the armed militias of the Communist Party. It is the violence of the capitalist that makes it necessary. They won't leave workers alone to build our own, to work for our own, to help our own. Because we are slaves. We are a cash crop. We are chattel. To the point that our country, our great American country, United States of America, we haven't been a real country since long ass time ago. We've been a business, a corporation that is essentially oil. And you think we're going to benefit from taking someone else's oil? Sure, they're going to drop the fucking price a couple 50, 75, maybe even $1. It'll go right back up. That's only so that you dumbasses will post on your Facebook and your TikToks and your Twitters and say, look, I told you it was a good thing. We invade Venezuela and the price goes down. I love Chevron Mobil. I love Exxon Mobil. I love big oil. What can you do? What can you even fucking do? Republicans will even use the word neoliberal, like they even know what the fuck that means. But they still love Ronald Reagan. And that's the beauty of the neoliberal, really. Mom Donnie pulling communists right at the fucking movement, grabbing them by their ankles and dragging them out into the darkness. Mom Donnie won! Holy shit! We're communists now! Yep, because that's always what it's been, guys. All you had to do was just vote for the right one. You will never vote for the right person. You will never win in a vote. All you have is your neighbors around you, your communities, the farms, the people with chickens, the people with wells. That's all you have. And if you're living in one of these fucked ass neighborhoods on city water, I mean, these people are completely at their mercy. Completely at the mercy. Because when the grid fails, the government's going to show up with guns. And they're going to say, come with us for your safety. And you're going to say, okay, take me away, Daddy. Take me wherever you feel is safe. I don't know, I sound crazy, but I also sounded crazy way back before even the election, talking about them invading Venezuela. Talking about them going to war with Cuba. Talking about Greenland. Sounds crazy till it fucking happens. I've been telling my dumbass friends who never listen to what I say, even though I tell them the fucking truth way before it happens. It's gonna be Maria Machado. And the Nazis are so fucking close right now, these new generation of noticer Nazis. They have failed to make the connection that Israel is just an extension of the United States of America. It's not that our government is controlled by Israel. It's our government and Israel are one and the same. Always has been. Since Nixon, since Reagan. I mean, since the very creation and even before that. It's the same people who worked with them, and it's the same Nazis even. Japanese imperialists. This is what you have to understand. How the fuck are these alt-right, crazy right-wing people not realize that Zionism, Japanese imperialism, all of these right-wing movements all think the exact same as you do. The Japanese didn't view the Korean as human. That's why they committed these insane atrocities. In the same way that you fucking idiots don't see immigrants as human. And you're going to gladly, with a hop and a skip, commit atrocities on these people because you don't view them as human. All this is further advancing capitalism and imperialism. You are literally working with the very people you claim you're hunting. Oh yeah, we're gonna hunt the bad guys. No, you're not. You're gonna work like a dog for them, with that leash nice and tight on your neck. What next, master? What next? Who do I gotta kill for you next? But hey, as long as you're not joining the real fight, you're never in real danger. That's why you do it, you fucking pussies. As long as you're not actually fighting the real enemy, which is the Epstein class, the exploiters, the people who wave their hand and move mountains. You're not worried about them. So you're safe. but we're so strong together, guys. You don't understand. We already produce all this shit. And if it really got down to it, in which we kick the fucking grocery store owners out, we seize the actual production line of our groceries, we decide, hey, we don't want this fucking slop anymore. We're not going to use this dog shit on our vegetables, but we are going to seize the factory. The workers are already doing it. It's workers who produce this shit, not the fucking, not the shareholders, not the Epstein class. They're too busy raping kids to worry about working, to worry about managing. It's us doing all the work. So we fucking forfeit the dollar, we toss it aside. People within the grocery store can provide food to everybody. And while they're doing that, people like me who build houses, I would build 1,000 houses. If not a single investor, if not a single member of the Epstein class profited from it. And I know comrades who are HVAC. I know comrades who are plumbers. I know comrades who are mechanics. They'll come work on your car for goddamn free if you'll give them a nice meal, if you'll provide them with a couple loaves of bread, a fucking, dozen or two of eggs. Because that's what this is, guys. We can live without these people. We just gotta fucking lock in. Wake up.